Hey guys, welcome back everybody. Hope you all are doing great. Today I'm going to discuss one very interesting real-time traffic engineering scenario of SD-WAN, and this is my topology. As you can see, in branch 1 I have two managed devices, VH2 and VH3, and here is my LAN subnet 192.168.2.0/24 connected behind router number 1. By default, when there is no any policy applied on vSmart, what will happen? How DC LAN user will access branch 1 servers or LAN users in branch 1? Through both the vanished devices. It will perform load balancing, because by default, if I will talk about the by default behavior, so branch 1 VH2 or branch 1 VH3, both the vanished devices are going to advertise their TLOC and this route to VSmart, and VSmart will reflect that to DCVH as well as branch 2 VH. So if I will talk about DCVH, DCVH will have two TLOC, right, to reach in this subnet 192.168.2.0/24. Two TLOCs are there. One TLOC of VH2 and TLOC of VH3. Let's suppose here TLOC is TLOC 1, here TLOC is TLOC 2, right? So this subnet is reachable through two TLOCs, TLOC 1 and TLOC 2. So definitely VS1 means DCVS will perform load balancing. Similarly, this VH branch to VS will also perform load balancing. It will be forwarding traffic to 5.5.5.5 as well as 6.6.6.6, right? I'm assuming you know the basic SD-WAN, like the default behavior when there is no policy. But here I have a requirement. My requirement is I want to configure traffic engineering here. Means I want to prefer, let's suppose, VS2 over VS3, right? I want to configure this router as a primary router in branch 1 and this router as a secondary router, or you can say backup router in branch 1. Means if VH2 means primary router or primary managed device is up, then this router should be in standby mode, right? It should not handle any traffic. But in case of failure, if primary router is down or not available, then it should handle the traffic. This router should become primary or active, right? So like active and standby scenario in branch 1. This particular thing is called traffic engineering. We know how we configure these kinds of scenario in the traditional network. Here in SD-WAN, I'm going to show you how you can prefer one VS over another VS through policy. By the way, there are so many ways to configure it. Even you can do it through feature template, right? While configuring your device through template, you can do this. But I want you to understand through policy, because guys, main beauty of SD-WAN is their policy only, right? And policy is the reason why more than 75% enterprises are using SD-WAN nowadays, right? And I have faced these kinds of scenario in production many times. Even after configuring active and secondary scenario here, sometime what happened, even this is my personal experience, the primary router was down and secondary was not becoming the primary. So you have to troubleshoot it, right? And you need expert level of knowledge. So let's do it through policy so that we can understand it. Before configuring the policy on vManage and apply it on vSmart or push it to vSmart, I want to discuss some more theory part here, like how it is going to extend the route and TLOC. You know, VH2 for an example, or let's suppose DCVH means VS1. VS1 has one LAN subnet which is 192.168.1.0/24, correct? And their TLOC is, for an example, TLOC 1, TLOC 2, TLOC 3 and TLOC 4. Here we have TLOC 4. So VS1 has TLOC 1. So VS1 is going to advertise route plus TLOC. I'm not talking about route, I will talk about route later, okay? For an example, it is advertising what? TLOC. Which TLOC? TLOC 1 to vSmart, and vSmart will advertise it to VH2, VH3 and VH4, correct? Similarly, VH2 is going to advertise TLOC 2 to the vSmart, and vSmart will reflect it to VS1 and VS4. 4, right? Similarly, VS3 is going to advertise TLOC3 to VSmart, and VSmart will reflect it to VS1 and VS4. Similarly, VS4 will advertise TLOC4 to VSmart, and VSmart will reflect it to other side. And by default, along with TLOC, there are some attribute. One attribute is preference. Preference is similar like BGP preference. Higher value will be always preferred, but by default preference value is 0, right? By default preference value is 0. That's why VS2 is advertising their TLOC2, and this router is also advertising their TLOC3, right? And preference value is 0 and 0 in both the TLOC. At the same time, both are advertising route as well, OMP route, right, to advertise this subnet 192.168.2.0. And when branch 1 VS1 or branch 2 VH means VS4 will receive route, it will see the same route is coming with two different TLOCs, and the preference value is same. Even all the attributes will be same, so it will prefer both the TLOC. TLOC is similar like next hop. So if both the next hop are reachable and getting same cost in OSPF or IGP protocol or BGP, it will prefer both. It will perform load balancing, right? So router DCVH is going to advertise both route in their routing table. Similarly, branch 2 will install both route in their routing table. Let's verify it, and after that, with the help of preference, we can prefer one TLOC, means TLOC2 over TLOC3, TLOC of branch 2 over TLOC of branch 3. Then you will see routers how like it is going to looks like, or how routing table of branch 1 not branch 1 DCVH or branch 2 VS will looks like. I will show you that step by step, don't worry. Here I have the main dashboard of my vmanage, and on the vmanage, if I will take you to the, let's say, DCVH means 4.4.4, if I will go to real time, and here if you will run command IP route, right, and let me filter the route. I want to see the route in VPN 1, right, search, and here you can see the LAN subnet 192.168.2.0, right? 2.0 is the LAN subnet of branch 1. 2.0, two routes are there, both are coming through OMP routing protocol. That is absolutely fine, right? VSmart is advertising, and here you can see the TLOC for both the route. This route is coming with this TLOC 5.5.5 biz internet and IPsec, and this route is coming from this TLOC 6.6.6 biz internet and IPsec. And if two routes are there in routing table, that means it is performing load balancing. Even if you will trace route from here, you will see it is performing load balancing. I will show you the trace route or simulate the packet as well, but before that I want to show you one more thing here, which is OMP TLOC. So OMP receive TLOCs. Now if you will check the TLOC of 5.5.5 and 6.6.6, here you can see the preference value. Somewhere you can see the preference value. Here you can see preference value is what? 0 and 0, right? By default preference value is 0, 0. Even you can verify it through CLI. Here you can run command show OMP TLOC admin and admin and show OMP TLOCs. So you can see all the attribute. This is their on TLOC, DC TLOC, right? Peer is 0.0.0 means self-advertised TLOC. And if I will take you to the 5.5.5 TLOC, here you can see 5.5.5, and in this TLOC you can see many attributes are there, along with private IP, public IP, right? Many more informations are there, and out of these all, one is preference, and preference value set to 0, right? For 6.6.6 also preference value is 0. So with the help of this preference value, I can prefer one TLOC over another TLOC. You can verify one more thing here, either on vmanage or through CLI, which is OMP route. OMP receive route. This time I am showing you the OMP route in VPN 1, and you can see 192.168.2.0, 2.0, right? And here is the most interesting thing, which is status. Status of both the routes are, you can see, CIR. C is chosen, I is installed, and R is resolved. Means both the routes are chosen, installed, and resolved. But now I am going to prefer one this route over this route. So this route will be only resolved, not chosen, not installed in the routing table, and in the routing table you will have only one route. Okay, so let's create one policy for this. To create policy, let me take you to the configuration section, go to policies, and here I have one policy. I'm going to delete it. Yeah, this policy is by the way not activated, so even if you will not delete, no problem. And now on the in the policy, first of all I am going to create side list, right? One side list for branch 1, one for branch 2, and one for DC, right? So let's create the side list. Add side list. Okay, you can see I already have side list branch 2 where side ID is 2, DC where side ID is 100. I have one TLOC with name branches where both the branch side ID is called, and one is with name branch 1 side ID, and here you can see side ID is 1. So I already have the side list, right? If you need, you can create VPN list also. If you have multiple VPN and you want this particular traffic engineering for a particular service VPN, then VPN list is also required. In my case it is not required for now. Now if I will check TLOC list, so we don't have any TLOC list, and even we don't need TLOC list here. Okay, nothing is required. Just say next, and let's create one topology. Add topology, custom control topology, right? Hub and spoke full mesh, we have already covered these all. Let me create on custom control, and let me name to this topology, let's suppose traffic engineering, or I can say what, TLOC preference. TLOC preference, any name you can give, any name. TLOC preference, copy and paste, and let me create the first rule. First of all I am going to create TLOC rule. So let me select the TLOC, and rule number 1, match side ID. Side ID, which side? Match side ID branch 1, or guys here we cannot match the side list. See, the best option will be what? Here what I can do, I can match the originator ID. Originator ID is similar to, originator ID is nothing but system IP, right? System IP. So I can match system IP of VH2. See, so many other ways are there to configure same thing, right? This is my style. You can have your own style, right? You can prefer another component, right, for same requirement, for same needs. I am going to match the originator ID, which is the system IP, match system IP 5.5.5, and set preference value 10. Then I will say match originator 6.6.6 and set preference value 5, like this. Okay, so let me take you to the policy again, and here I am going to say match originator ID instead of side ID, and if originator ID is 5.5.5.5, then action first accept it, and then set the preference value 10. Set the preference value 10 and save it. Done. Now we need one more rule here for 6.6.6. so let me create one more rule. 6.6.6 originator, match originator. If originator is 6.6.6, then action again accept, and this time don't set any preference value, or you can set preference value, let's say 5 here, and then I am going to save it. Now so here I have two rules. You can see, one, match originator 5.5.5 and set preference value 10, match 6.6.6 and set preference value 5, right? So automatically in this policy actually I have created this rule to prefer one VS, one TLOC over another TLOC, and now you can like arrange it according to your need, but for my scenario it is perfect. Done. Now match other side and just allow the TLOC. Let's say match side DC. If this is DC side, then just action accept. We are not going to configure any preference value, or if it is branch 2 side, branch 2, then also action accept, right? So here I have created 4 rules under TLOC rules, right? Now we need to configure route rules, right? Or you can like allow the default action, because default action is by default you can see rejected, right? But I don't want to change the default action, right? Let me create route rule. Again in route rule I am going to allow all the routes, that's it. So let me create the first route rule, and in the route rule just I will match the side ID, and we can define the action. Let's suppose side, if this is branch 2 side, action accept save. Then another rule, if this is DC side, action accept. And if this is branch 2 DC, and if this is branch 1 side, branch 1 action accept. That's it. We are done with our policy. Just we have match the side ID, and on the basis of that I have allowed the traffic. Now save it. Save. Give the name to your policy. My topology is ready. TLOC preference. Next. And application aware routing. I am not configuring any data policy here. Let me name it policy 1. Policy 1. And in the description I am going to use same name, and I will apply it in which direction? I will apply it in direction, because I want this effect on all the SD-WAN devices, right, for my entire topology. So direction should be inbound, right? So in inbound direction I am going to apply it for all the site branches plus DC. Okay, and save it. Add and save. And before save, you can preview it as well. Even now I can preview this policy, preview. And if you will see your policy, so you can see the rule number 1 is saying what? Match TLOC of 5.5.5, action accept, set preference value 10. Next rule is saying match TLOC of 6.6.6, action accept and set preference value 5. Next rule is saying what? Match TLOC of DC, action accept, nothing. Match TLOC of branch 2, action accept, nothing. Match route of branch 2, accept. Match route of DC, action accept. Match route of branch 1, action accept, and default action reject. And this is applied for all the sites in outbound direction. Let me say OK, and let me activate this policy. So as soon as I will activate, before activate, you have already checked the routing table. Let me activate this. Now policy is getting activated. Now you can see policy is activated. Now again, if I will take you to the vManage dashboard and go to the dashboard, and let me show you the data center device routing table. So, or IP route. Yes, I want to filter. Show me the routing table of VPN 1. Search. Now you can see 192.168.2.0. We have only one route, and this is based from this TLOC 5.5.5 biz internet and IP sec. Correct? It is preferring VS 2, right? The first VS in branch 1. If I will show you the TLOC, OMP receive TLOC. So you can see now 5.5.5 and 6.6.6. 5.5.5 has preference value what? Has preference value 10, right? And 6.6.6 has preference value what? 5, right? So we have again 2 TLOC, and one is getting prefer over other. Correct? If you will check the BFD session here, BFD session. No, I don't want to filter. So see, in the BFD we don't have any change. All the BFD are up with 5.5.5 and 6.6.6. Still we have BFD, still we have IPsec, nothing is different. But if I will show you the OMP route, OMP receive route, then you can see here now filter in VPN 1 and so 192.168.2.0 and 2.0. Two routes are there. One coming with this TLOC 5.5.5 and one coming with 6.6.6. You can see the route with TLOC 5.5.5 is internet and IPsec are is chosen, install and resolve, but route with TLOC 6.6.6 biz internet and IPsec is only resolved, right? So this is not in routing table. This is reason why this route is not in routing table. Why this route is not chosen and not installed? Because of preference value. Now if you are going to forward the traffic, or if you will trace route, or from here also CLI you can verify the routing table, simulate flow, and in VPN 1 with source this one and destination 192.168. let's say 2.1, and if I will simulate, you can see my traffic is going over internet, that is fine, but TLOC is 5.5.5 and IPsec. Done. Color biz internet, system IP 5.5.5 and IPsec. Encapsulation protocol is IPsec. What if 5.5.5 will goes down? If I will down this WAN edge device, let me turn it off for a moment, or even I can set this port like the VPN 0 port, and after this if you will refresh this page again, then now you can see my traffic is going over another TLOC 6.6.6.6, right? Again when 5.5.5 will come up, right, that means failover is working properly. Now again when my VS2 will come up, it can take some time, hardly 1 minute. And now if you will refresh it, TLOC is same, just wait. The device is still booting, will take some time to boot up, but soon it is going to ship the traffic over 5.5.5 now again. And if I will deactivate the policy, then traffic will go to both the TLOC. Still 6.6.6. let me take you to CLI here, and so BFD session. So my BFD session is, I think, still down. Now BFD with 5.5.5 up, simulate. It is taking some time, it can take some time, like to reverse the traffic over 5.5.5. let me check the routing table, which route is installed in routing table. OMP or IP route filter VPN 1 and 192.168.2.0. now you can see next stop is this one, or 5.5.5. so again if you are going to trace route or simulate in VPN 1 with source this and destination 192.168.2.1, then my traffic is going over 5.5.5.5. and if I will deactivate my policy, then it is going to travel over both the vanished devices. Deactivate, and now go to again DCVH, simulate flow in VPN 1, source interface, destination interface 192.168.2.1. Now you can see traffic is going over internet and two TLOCs are there. Again it is performing load balancing. Even you can verify it on branch 2 admin and show IP route VPN 1. In VPN 1 routing table, you can see 192.168.2.0 has 2 dots with same preference value. So this was one interesting scenario. Yesterday only I was working on it in the production, and then I thought to make one video on it. Hope it is clear you now. Guys, if you have learned something from this video, please hit on like button. How was the class? Please share your feedback in the comment section. And if you want to master SD-WAN, then my new batch is starting soon. Must check our course once at pmnetworking.in. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll meet soon in next video. Till then, stay safe. Bye bye. Thank you so much.